This could be something only a South Asian can understand, which is whenever we open up Project IGI after a while in anyone's computer, this is usually the first mission that comes up front. Now, to find out the reason behind this phenomenon and the retrospective of how we played the mission or the missing secrets we never got to know about, let's keep watching the video till the end and analyze everything we can. When back in 2001 and 2, Project IGI finally started to kick off in these regions, the word of mouth and the CDs were spreading like wildfire. Back then I remember I only was a few months into school, and the entire family was looking at the game for the first time as if it's a cinema, because everything looked so realistic back then. And no, this did not only happen at my house, my cousins or my friends. Wherever I go, I see rooms full of people looking at this phenomenon all together. This was a time when everyone was taking this game seriously. Finishing a mission and flexing about it to your friends was like earning a college degree. And then back in 2007 or 8, almost everyone beat the game. But that's not where it ends, because the replayability value of this game, that was really high as well. But from what I experienced, is at that time, when people got bored, they would install the game, enjoy it and play for as long as they don't get killed. And the most likely place for them to die was this mission. And the most probable reason is that this mission is a little bit harder, because not only do we get to face the tank for the first time, we also have these respawning enemies. And most of the important fights are indoors and at close range. So this mission was a little bit harder and longer than the previous ones. Now, if anyone speedrunning the game would come stop at this mission, then of course that is where we young ones have to pick up, which means too many deaths and mission fails. I once saw someone titled his stream as Mission Fail Simulator. He wasn't wrong. So this is the reason that caused this mission to be the most replayed. Is that a bad thing? Of course not. Does the mission have mistakes? Obviously yes. But what I absolutely love about this mission is that when it begins, take a look at this side. These clouds, the environment, the long distance horizon and the terrain. This reminds me of a very specific time in 2007 when I was playing this on a Pentium 2, and while playing the game I was also watching Dragon Ball Z on the TV at the side. And yes, because I was a child, I was afraid of gunfights in this game, so I was hiding behind cover and shooting them from afar. And I remember whenever I got to kill someone, the other person would just switch positions with that dead body. Yes, even after 19 years it's the same pattern. Now we can choose between two different ways to get inside. One is going direct and lockpicking this gate. The second one is to infiltrate from the inside, which means dealing with this person that respawns 3 times. Not sure if somebody here has the magic to revive, or am I just fighting the undead? There is another way, but barely anyone knew about it and it's just useless. What we can do is come right here, kill that guard so that he doesn't bother us, jump on top of these barrels, get in, jump on the box on the roof, grab this line, and there you have it. But I don't know why the alarm is raised even though nobody saw us, and it puts us in an awkward position. So if we are gonna get spotted anyways, then why use that path at all? If we take the direct path, that is only for the hardcore players, for only those who can sneak in without raising the alarm, or not need the rocket launcher, because let the tank sleep. If we manage to sneak through into the first location, then even if the alarm is raised, we have a spare rocket launcher right here. But since we are used to taking the regular route, then why not just grab that launcher and destroy the tank? So then this launcher becomes useless. Where can we use it? Well, I do know a place. As for the usual, we can just sneak from behind and headshot everyone with a silenced MP5. And now in this building, not only do we get to find the most unique thing in the mission, but the entire game, the Jackhammer. Not only does its name sound cool, but this game has done the proper justice it deserved. The full name of this gun is Pancore Jackhammer, which was made by John Anderson in '84. The reason behind making it was because John himself was a soldier. He thought shotguns are basically useless in a real fight. because it takes long to keep reloading each shell, and you have to think and shoot each time before you can fire your next shell. Then why not have something automatic like a machine gun? That is where this beast comes up, which looks to be designed specifically for Arnold Schwarzenegger's arms. But it had quite the flaws. For example, it gets overheated quickly. And after a long time of work, he only managed to create 3 of these. 2 of them have been destroyed, and as far as I know, only a single Jackhammer exists in the world. But that didn't stop it from becoming popular in video games. It was quite the hotshot for every game adaptation. The story of this gun is exactly like the story of I.G.I, that it never really took off because of its financial status, but it got weirdly popular. And as for Project IGI, this gun became its icon. Now let me tell you about the mission. The whole objective is to capture Priboi. Yes, it sounds that simple. But to do that, first we need to grab these C4 charges from the warehouse, plant them on a couple of towers, so that as soon as the charges go off, Priboi can try to escape in his limousine to be captured by Captain Harrison and his men. Why not just ambush him? Because he probably has like 1 million guards. So it's better not to make a full-out war between 2 groups. Since Jones has to be the one to do all of that, then he has to shut the electrical power off to infiltrate the security. We can see the detail of these wires traveling from tower to tower into the base. In case we forget to shut the electricity off, we cannot get inside, obviously. In the end, we have to search the drawers to find out any information related to the missing warhead that probably Priboi had stolen. Now for the interesting facts about the mission. In the briefing, we can see Jones is obviously trying to flirt.
You're leading me into bad company. My mum warned me about ladies like you.
And like a giga woman, Anya is unimpressed.
I mainly got led astray. Typical.
And then all of us might have been wondering, who are these? Now, because Priboi has an export business, what does he export? Choppers, tanks, and planes, obviously smuggled. Then these are some unlucky businessmen who came here for a deal. Now, since this is supposed to be a big dealing place for a big businessman, obvious that he's supposed to have lots of guards. I'm not sure if this is true, but Innerloop probably thought you cannot display this many guards on screen at once because of the limited hardware. That could probably be the reason why they added these respawning enemies, so we can feel the presence of guards at all times. They become a problem when we climb onto this tower and have to zipline to the other one. They keep shooting while we are vulnerable, and they even chase us outside. So to stop them, we can find these proximity mines in the warehouse. And this is one of the most fun things we can do. Now, I'm not finished with my complaint with these towers, because we keep getting shot at from the back, and then it's too late before we realize that there's another guard here. But even before that, there's another problem with this helicopter. There's a guy on it with an Uzi who is supposed to shoot you. Sometimes he does, sometimes he ignores us, but I figured out why. Because if we go back to the starting point, he lands right here. I saw the problem with his programming, that he can only aim vertically and not aim horizontally, which means he can only shoot at us when we are in a position where he likes it. Then we have a very big gun lineup in this mission, and I think the Dragunov exists only because of this one reason. Or we have to kill this other tower guy with it too, because apart from them, this gun is useless in the mission. Then another complaint is when we reach the 3rd tower, drop down, kill the guards, why can't we move further into the base through the zipline? And it's not a short walking distance either. Okay, what we usually do is to go from the back, plant the charges, run away, but probably whoever played this for the first time climbed in from the front, raised the alarm, and had to deal with another set of guards who keep respawning from this barracks. You might be thinking, instead of complaining, why don't I just go back and use the way I came from and go through from behind this base into the next one without any gunfights or problems? But it takes way too long if you have that much time, and yes, in my childhood I used to play this way. Why was I such a wimp? Now, kaboom! Priboi is trying to escape. We probably tried jumping on top of his limousine and take a ride with him, What usually happens is that the limousine just disappears, but for my case, the game crashes. We also might have tried destroying the limousine with a rocket launcher, but since we need to capture Priboi and not kill him, the mission is going to fail. But take a look at his place. Does this seem familiar? Of course, it's supposed to be the same from the very first cutscene of the game. The interior is not the same, and I wish if they had kept the room for us to explore. But we can let it slide. We have this one warehouse that I believe is a missing opportunity, because if there was a medkit or some health here, that would have been awesome. Since we had to take such a long route and deal with so many different enemies, it's obvious we are going to be low on health here. The final battle location, if we play this for the first time, this is a real tough one. This is probably the place where many people felt like this game should have had a save option. This could be the reason why IGI did not get excellent score from the reviewers, because I can imagine the frustrated game testers. Since it's the last location and we are really low on health, dying here would piss anyone off. About the mistakes of the mission, I think the route is not good. The second one is the visibility of this map. I know it's overcast, cloudy, and it looks very realistic, but just take a look at it. If we don't enjoy the game because of the low visibility, then what's the point of that realism when it's not fun? The third one, I think, is with the music, because this music is a repeat. If this music was only used in the airbase mission, it could have been iconic. So I think this was all about the Get Priboi mission video, and I hope to see you soon in the next mission. So show me out and I'm going in.